Welcome back. Sham el-Nasim has been celebrated in Egypt for more than 5,000 years, with the old Egyptians decided that the start of the spring is going to be a feast, Eid. And until the moment we are following their steps. To shed more light on this Eid and to know how it was celebrated long ago and if there are things in common between our ancestors' celebrations and ours, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone our researcher and tourism expert, Mrs. Rana Ehab. Hello Rana, good morning.
Good morning and happy Sham el-Nasim.
Happy Sham el-Nasim to you, dear. Happy Sham el-Nasim to all Egyptians. Let me first take a quick look at how it was decided, I mean this date. As far as I know that the old Egyptians divided the year into 3 seasons, not 4. Would you please correct me if I'm wrong? And how Sham el-Nasim itself was celebrated?
Actually, Sham el-Nasim is one of our traditions as an Egyptian. It started, or the story of Sham el-Nasim started before thousands of years ago, when the ancient Egyptian people believed or divided the year to a season, like what you mentioned, they are true. So they are mentioned to a winter season, summer season, and spring season. After ending the winter, we, especially in the spring units, so when the day equals the night, so they want to celebrate something different. What we cannot do, like going on a picnic, eating some special food in this day, we cannot do this in the winter. So we waited for the spring season to do what we like. So this is actually Sham el-Nasim. Some people mention that Sham el-Nasim equals Easter, but the both is completely something different. Sham el-Nasim is an ancient Egyptian tradition we still use till today. People going to the picnics, going to the gardens, enjoy with the sun, enjoy with the amazing weather of the day itself, eating some special food like what we did till this day. It's about fasikh, which is
salted fish. And
exactly.
But are you telling me, Rana, that we do eat the very same meals our ancestors ate thousands of years ago? I mean, they had also colored boiled eggs and the very same way of celebrating with some vegetables besides the salted fish, stuff like that. I mean, do we have drawings on our temples or in our papyri saying so?
Yes, for sure. So we keep the traditions at the temples and the tombs, and actually about the colored egg, we have the ancient Egyptians used to roll their wishes in the colored egg before they colored it and after they colored that because we are starting now a new life. Actually, the egg is a representation for a resurrection. So in ancient Egypt, referring to the life, and it looked like the earth. So people thought, or the ancient Egyptians thought in this time, this is the beginning of the life. And this is true. The spring season is the beginning of the flowers for the trees, and renew the sun, enjoying with the summer. So this is the belief, and that's why they use the egg and the salted fish, especially the salted fish, because it's the season of the fish become more nice in the spring season, and also they cannot use the fish in the winter, especially in the offering table, because sometimes it's not have that good smell. So they are waited for the spring season to go in the picnic and eat the salted fish, not in the houses, it's become in the garden, because of it has not a kind of a good smell. So this is the idea here.
Does it have any religious background? I mean, for 5,000 years now, the Egyptians took into consideration that all what they are doing should be related to their gods and should be introduced first to the god, and then they can enjoy what they're doing. Do we have any religious connection between what they were doing, I mean the rituals or habits, and this day?
Actually, yes, they believe in God, and they believe everything they have to do for the god, like worshipping or so on. But actually, Egyptians or the ancient Egyptians love their life so much, so they are also want to enjoy. It's not only about building a temple to worship; it's also about interested or making fun in their life. So they maybe people sometimes take or have a mix between the nether life of ancient Egypt. They believe in the death, and also their life. It's not everything related to the religion. Even the egg, as I mentioned, is also referring to the new life, referring to the resurrection again after death and die. This is the sample of the egg itself. So they believe that God who gives them the life to witness another season, witness another amazing days, witness a new life. So the new life who gives, the one who gives for the Egyptian is actually the God. And here is the idea of mix between the religion and the tradition.
Is it the fact that we took the name of Shem al-Nessim from Shemu, or how the old Egyptian pronounced or named the day?
Yes, this is true. So for that reason, I mentioned it's not an Easter, it's Shem al-Nessim. And Shem al-Nessim, when we translate it into English, it's inhaling breeze.
Yeah.
So inhaling breeze, we smell a good things like for the flower smell and the other things. So it's not an Easter. And Shemu is one of the ancient Egyptian seasons that's mentioned in ancient Egyptian language. And we can find that in many papyrus and celebration like what we end today. So this is the meaning of Shem or Shemu, and it's because a lot of civilizations was in Egypt during 400 or 300 years ago. So each one take this word and translate it according what his belief, or make it easiest for the people who pronounce the language for this civilization or for this tradition.
And this means also that Shemu is or means renewal of life. True?
Yes, exactly.
Great. Egypt was all the time a melting pot. We have not lost our identity in any age, in any era.
Exactly.
At the time, Egypt was mostly Christian. After that, after the Islamic conquest, Egypt is both Muslims and Christians. But we are still celebrating our feasts. And this is purely Egyptian.
But we have something actually amazing at this point. That's why we celebrated the
Shem al-Nessim on Monday Easter, or Easter Monday.
Yes, and why especially this day? I want to make it more clear, because when we mentioned Shem al-Nessim is the Coptic. Coptic means Muslims and the Christians, because a word
Coptic means the Egyptians. Egyptian without referring to their religion. I am a Muslim Copt.
Yes, exactly. So if we look for the Christianity, because the Christianity in Egypt before the Islam, so we will find that they delay the day of Shem al-Nessim because we have a feast for the Christian people this day, and they're celebrating their Eid yesterday. So they are waited to finish their feast during all of these 55 days. After they doing and they taking their breakfast, they start to eating meat and fish. They are celebrating now Shem al-Nessim, and they eat the salted fish and the egg, because before that they didn't have to do that. So they delayed the celebration until they finish the feast. And when we back to the Muslims, we will find also during the month of Ramadan, if the month of Ramadan come with a Shem al-Nessim, they delay eating or they delay the celebration of Shem al-Nessim until also they break their feast. So it's a completely something tradition running in our blood from that time. So We're
Let me
going
also ask you,
according to
Rana.
our...
Yeah,
Yes?
let me also ask you about the celebration itself. I mean, all Egyptians were celebrating Sham al-Nasim. Here, I mean, it's not only the kings and queens, it's not only the nobles, but all Egyptians. I mean, the very simple Egyptian, the farmer, whoever is he, or whatever is his or her, of course, social sect, we were celebrating. I mean, this has nothing to do with a special class, true?
Exactly. Actually, the government gave us on this day a national holiday. So you will find
No, I mean
all the
thousands of years
Egyptians
ago.
in the gardens looking for a suitable place, gathering together, because this is one of our traditions, gathering together and eat and visiting families. This is how the ancient Egyptians, and this is how we are and now. So the government also never ever forget what is the traditions of the Egypt, what the traditions of the people, how they are celebrating, going on the gardens. Actually, if you going now around the gardens of Egypt, or especially in Cairo, you will find that completely full of people from completely different stages from the society, and you will find all of them gathering together, eating together, celebrating together, because this is how we are like before thousands of years ago, and we
This
will
is it.
never
This is
forget.
my point, Rana. I mean that this was the case for thousands of years and until the moment. For thousands of years, we are all celebrating together. With all the social sects, with all the social classes, there is no difference. Whenever you are Egyptian, you do have your feast and celebrate it the way you like. This is my point.
Yes,
And if you
exactly.
permit
This
me,
is
I'd like
completely true.
also to focus more on other features of the celebrations. I mean, as you've kindly mentioned, you mentioned a very important, nice point, that the Egyptians, for thousands of years, were keen to enjoy their lives, to seize
Yes.
any opportunity to enjoy what they are doing. So beside eating, beside the colored eggs and the salted fish, do we have any other features, special songs, for example, as we do nowadays, to have a special songs for spring, or to receive springs with music and with some artistic shows or stuff like that?
Yeah, yes, you know, the idea here, especially in that the people, I want to shed the light on a very important thing, that in the time of the ancient Egyptians, they used to celebrate front of the pyramids, for example, because this is the main thing they are very proud to do, something like that, and they are waiting for the sun on the sun rays, doing some musical shows. Anyone have any talent on anything, he can do it. But you know, this is look like a kind of a quiet day from what we are working all the time or all the year. So we need it for enjoy with the ear, enjoy with the weather, enjoy with the eating food, that to have maybe a one occasion in the year to eat like a salted fish, prepare that. This is here the kind of celebration in the ancient Egyptian time. According to the music and all the activities that the Egyptians do during that time, it's completely have a fall activities. They have a fall activity, but because they are a family, so each family celebrated in the way she like it.
Yeah. You know, one of my dreams, Rana, is to propagate for this feast, to propagate for Sham al-Nasim to be one of the days or one of the sources of attraction to tourists from all over the world. I think if we do have our tourists enjoying Sham al-Nasim here and sharing the Egyptians, their rituals and their habits in Sham al-Nasim, it's going to be such a marvelous idea, if you agree with me on that.
Yes, I'm sure that our Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities prepared everything for the tourists who are in our country today to understand what is the Sham al-Nasim and how the Egyptians celebrated that. And even you going to any shops now in Egypt, you will find all of them celebrating with Sham al-Nasim, have the chocolate of the egg and the shape of the things that we are used during Sham al-Nasim, even to the places who sell the fish. So actually, as an Egyptian, we have the enough awareness about our culture and about our traditions, and we share it with our tourists. So for the people who are visiting us, who are in a guest in Egypt here, you will feel this vibe in everywhere. So I think your message will deliver to them.
You know, Rana, why I'm saying so? Because many people thought that the Egyptian civilization or the ancient Egyptians cared about the dead more than those who are alive. And taking into consideration that even the tombs of their deceased should be even better and more luxurious than the houses they are living in. But Sham al-Nasim is a symbol of renewal of life, is telling the world that there was this kind of balance between life and death. And to, as you've kindly mentioned, to make sure to all who misunderstood our rituals and our habits as old Egyptians as only, as I said, caring about death, but we do care also about the renewal of life, and we think about death as only a gate between a life and the other one. If you want to elaborate on that too.
Yes, sure. This is what gives us the energy to build the pyramid. The life, enjoying the life. It's not only about the work. So if we didn't enjoy our life, our civilization didn't have all of that mentioned to reach to us today. So we enjoyed in our life. We did everything in our life. We are not only thinking about death and the nether life, and no, we enjoyed in our life so much. Actually, Egyptians have a lot of festivals during the year. So each day they having a kind of celebration they are doing in their life, because actually this is the Egyptians. They are so funny and they are very down to the earth. For this reason, when any tourist visits us, he mentions that Egypt, one of the most amazing destinations to have your tours in, because actually we have a life, and we have a very, very famous idiom we mentioned here in the Egyptian for the people who travel and they want to back. If you drink from the Nile River, that you will back again to Egypt.
Yeah.
Here is the idea.
Rana, one final question. I think we are the first civilization, or at least one of the first civilizations, who used to have flowers as a gift. If I wanna say something nice to someone, if I wanna visit a sick person, if two people are in love, they exchange flowers as gifts. And I think this was our invention. This was one of our features as ancient Egyptian civilization. True?
Yes, this is true. And I want to mention also the flowers, like lotus. It's one of our symbols. As we mentioned Upper and Lower Egypt, we mentioned lotus and papyrus. We mentioned lotus. Actually, we have a flower of lotus in our offering table. We offer this to God, not only for the people. And the papyrus for sure, because this is a very, very amazing paper to root your thoughts, to root what you are believing in. So both of them are flowers. And when we are talking especially about the lotus, ancient Egyptian people love the lotus so much because the idea how the lotus is grow up. It's coming on the lakes and on the Nile River. So it grow up from the underneath of the water of the Nile River, then it's going up. So when it's going up, nothing or any dust come on this flower, it dismiss it to be a pure flower. So the lotus is a symbol for a purity in ancient Egypt. It's a symbol of purification in ancient Egypt. We have a lot of queens holding those flowers. We have also in a festival.
We appreciated flowers, and we knew how it can be such a gesture to give someone a flower. This is such a gift, which cannot be compared with any other thing, whatever it is. Rana, I enjoyed our discussion. Happy Sham al-Nasim, and we hope that, inshallah, next time you are going to be our guest live here in the studio. Promise? Hello? I hope it's a promise. Well, we were very much delighted to have with us via phone Rana Ehab, our tourism expert and our researcher. Well, ancient Egyptians believed that Shem al-Nissim marked the beginning of world creation. Ra, the sun god, sails with his boat in the skies and anchors on the top of the Great Pyramid, a journey that symbolizes life and death. Let's watch, and then we are going to turn back with more.